Here's a trick. It's another tip. Y'all don't hate me for this and don't send me no ooh safety mail. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Hey folks, welcome back to the sawmill today. I'm Robert Milton at Hobby Hardwood. We will be doing some nice walnut log sawing here at the end of the video. If you want to buy a sawmill and you want to go into business, you want to use it, the more stuff you get, the more stuff's going to break down. But when I was filming on this one, I ran the blade into something, and I'm going to show more of that later on in the video. It was something unusual for me to run into. Normally I'll run into a nail or something like that, but this was a little bit unusual, unexpected. So as I'm sitting there sawing, I'm thinking, I mean, other than me sawing walnut, what's this video about? And then I probably shouldn't have done that because everything started breaking. We had some pretty severe tornadoes in this area during the week. I think 5 of them in this general North Alabama, Southern Tennessee area. We didn't get any tornadoes. We had some really bad straight line winds. It took a lot of trees down and it caused some damage. And as I'm trying to work on that damage, other things just started breaking down. It's almost like I hadn't been living right here for the last week or two. One of the things that happened was my pressure washer got flipped over with the wind, went about 10-20 feet in that direction. Parts of it ended up way over there at that fence, like 100 yards away. And this thing got so damaged, it bent the handles clear over the fuel cap. I mean, this thing was like, oomp. Well, that's one of the nice things about having an excavator with a thumb. I was able to tie a strap to the front end, grab that with the excavator and bend everything back out. But of course, whenever that happens, you gotta replace the oil, you gotta drain the fuel. It was horrible out here. It was bleeding badly. So I finally got that running. And while all that was happening, as we were looking at down trees, the Polaris four-wheeler stopped cranking. And I realized real quick I had lost a starter on it. My starter is dead. It is right down here. I don't know if you can see it right here. So I've got to replace that this morning. The good news is, thanks to Amazon and 2-day shipping, I got a new starter. So I said, okay, things are looking up. Sawmill's running. I've got my pressure washer working, which I use all the time. So I'm thinking, all right, things are looking better. I got a new starter I can repair. I got that. I do have a huge tree that fell down. Luckily, it did not hit the building. But if you look at this big gap in the tree line right there, from that tree to that tree, there used to be another tree there. It's huge. It fell down. I took out some fence, hopefully didn't take out a gate. I'm gonna have to hook up the excavator. I'm gonna go clean that up a little bit. I'll show some of that on the video. I always think that's cool, the sound of crunching limbs and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to be a little delicate because I don't want to tear the fence down any more than I have to. So because of that, I shifted buckets. I put my little bucket on with these super aggressive snake teeth, and they're designed for ripping. Let me get out of the shadows here. They're designed for destroying branches right here. Those are mean. So, top of everything else, the generator's not running. Now this generator, we live on this generator, right? It's a 480, 3-phase, 7.4 liter. For those of you who don't know, that's big. And I'm getting a sensor fault. This is an older generator, but it's been a really good one. And I'm getting a RPM loss sensor fault. And the good news is, when I bought it, I bought all the service manuals. And that's what I did last night. Instead of editing videos, I was going through 400 literal pages of service manuals. Finally found out how to do some of the diagnosing, print things out, put it right here, and I'm going through this morning at daylight, step by step by step. Finally traced it down to, it looks like I'm having some issues with the actual speed pickup, which is not bad. They're about 150 bucks. I will have to order one of those. That is the speed pickup right there. And you can see where I've been doing some troubleshooting. Take the whole panels off, the whole bit. I got it all buttoned back up. Well, we're down for the count on that. I'm gonna go knock the tree down and film a little bit of that. Well, we had another thing happen. Our dryer has since gone the way of the dodo bird. I'm getting a little frustrated with everything breaking down. Let me go get some tools real quick. Let's see if we can work through this. Wait a minute, where's my wrench at? Oh, that's right, I'll just use a set of vice grips. Let's crunch this thing up. I don't think I'll be able to repair it now. I'm just gonna, look, it's just, I'll be able to buff that out. There we go. The way things have been going lately, this feels good. Well, here's the tree. It's big. Man, that fence is messed up. Use the excavator and take all these limbs off to the point where I can get the stuff at least off the fence and not tear up my gate, which is about 15 yards in the other direction. So now we got this great big old brush pile. Kind of hard to put it into scale, but I'm going to try to get blue behind it and start pushing it to our burn pit. We're going to find out real quick how strong. Oh, heck yeah, old blue. Seriously? Go girl. This is a big pile of brush. So how about we start sawing into the log? See if we can get into some trouble. Trouble's fun sometimes. Let's get to it. Oh no, that sounded like a nail. I hope not. I'm seeing not good up there. Let's see if we can go figure out what happened. Cutting pretty smooth. Right here, we're not smooth. Doesn't take a detective to figure out that somewhere between here and here, there was a problem. Right here, it was not a nail. It was a hunk of rock under the bark. That little devil right there, ooh, it looks like the saw blade cut right through it. That little devil right there cost me $35. Anybody want to buy this pebble? I'll sell it for 40 bucks because it cost me 35. I'll keep it out here for safekeeping, right? If you ever need it, it's right there. We got this. I think most people probably would wear gloves. Let's take this out without cutting ourselves. And then we will get a new one here. It's pretty sweet. My camera crew had one ready. Hey, thanks Bob for having my saw blade ready. It's nice when you have zero camera crew. Good job. No problem. Thank you. Ease this in because this one is really sharp. Come over here, put it on the band wheel, make sure it's sliding under the blade guide rollers right there. It's a piece of crap. Pretty much it. All right, here's a trick. It's another tip. Y'all don't hate me for this and don't send me no ooh safety mail. I have basically removed the brake on this sawmill. There's a reason for that. One is if you own a mill and you ever hear the belt chirp, typically that's because you are throttling up the engine. This pulley is slipping on this belt, the drive pulley, before the brake's fully released. So every time you do that, you're killing your multi-$100 drive belt. Sometimes it's going to chirp no matter what, but that's something that I have seen. So that's one reason not to have the brake on. The other reason is I'm about to show you, pretty straightforward. When you tension everything up, I want to make sure that the band is sitting properly on the wheels. And what you do is you give it a little bit of a rotation, about a spin, and that makes sure that the band starts to sit on the crown of the wheels and it's tracking correctly. Now, don't call me up if you walk into the band while it's still spinning or say, ooh, I took the brake off because the guy at Hobby Hardwood said to do it. You got to do what you got to do. I'm just telling you what I do, okay? There shouldn't be anybody on this side of the sawmill when it's running anyway, because bands will break and go right through there. In reality, there should never be anybody over there. Everybody should be behind the control or the outfeed, which means whether the brake's on or not, it should make no difference because there shouldn't be anybody here. Anytime you put a new band on, it's got lubricating oil, stuff like that on it. Typically, you do not want to just hog it real hard because it'll slip off if you load it. So you want to go slow on the first cut. Get these off here. Let's try to even it up. These guys are, well, you know, 12-inch wide right here. There, nice and big. Got a couple knots in it. A little bit of sawdust, no big deal. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed watching this. We're gonna chuck another log up and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.